Have you ever felt like you are missing a piece of your own story? For a little girl named Van, that missing piece had a name, Dad. Every year, on her birthday, she'd watch other kids with their fathers, a quiet wish echoing in her heart. She just wanted what they had, a dad to celebrate with, to hold her hand. But her father, Long, was a man with a past that society refused to let him forget. He had paid his dues, served his time, and was trying to rebuild his life, piece by piece. All he wanted was a second chance, a chance to be the father his daughter deserved. But the world can be a harsh judge. Neighbors would whisper as he walked by, their words like stones. A leopard never changes its spots, they'd say. Once a bad guy, always a bad guy. This constant judgment created a wall, not just around Long, but between him and his own daughter. These whispers found their way to Van's young ears. The stories, the stares, the skepticism, they all painted a picture of a man to be feared. The father she had longed for in her imagination was replaced by a stranger her community had taught her to reject. When Long finally came home, ready to embrace his daughter, he was met with a small, trembling girl who hid behind her mother. "I don't want him," she'd cry. "He's scary." Each rejection was a fresh wound, a painful reminder that his past was a prison he couldn't seem to escape. Long was heartbroken, but he refused to give up. He knew that words were cheap. The whispers of the neighbors had proven that. He had to show Van, and everyone else, who he truly was. He took on any job he could find, working tirelessly, not just for money, but to build a foundation of trust. He'd leave little gifts for Van, a small toy, her favorite snack, hoping one day she'd see the love behind them. He wanted to prove that his heart was good, that the man he was now was not the man he used to be. But changing years of prejudice is a monumental task. Then, one night, everything changed. The smell of smoke filled the air, thick and terrifying. A fire had broken out in the apartment building next door, spreading with horrifying speed. Panic erupted. People were screaming, running for their lives. Amidst the chaos, a cry for help pierced through the noise. A child was trapped on an upper floor. Firefighters were on their way, but time was running out. Without a second thought, Long sprinted towards the flames. The heat was unbearable, the smoke blinding, but he didn't hesitate. He navigated the collapsing structure, driven by a force stronger than fear. He found the terrified child, shielded them with his own body, and carried them through the inferno to safety. He emerged from the smoke, covered in soot and ash, a hero in the eyes of the very people who had once scorned him. In that moment, he wasn't a man with a past. He was a savior. And watching from the crowd, holding her mother's hand, was Van. For the first time, she didn't see the stranger from the stories. She saw a hero. She saw her father. The fire that threatened to destroy everything had, in a strange way, burned away the prejudice and fear, leaving only the truth. It was the ultimate act of redemption, proving that a person is not defined by their past mistakes, but by the love and courage they show in the present. It was the beginning of a new chapter for Long and Van, a story of family rebuilt from the ashes. Thank you for watching. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that explores the power of the human spirit.